my live stream lectures. And before I get started with this very exciting live stream lecture, I'm getting my walking in it simultaneously. But before I get started with this very important live stream lecture, I just want to take a moment thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my channel. You know, my channel is well over 5 years old. So with that being said, let's get on down to this very important lecture, which is my minimalism life. I have finally completed a very important goal I've been working on aggressively since May of this year, meaning fully completing in terms of escaping the matrix, people. And what I mean by that is, you know, if the audience is aware, although I fully retired 2 years ago, but I just got my camper, aka tiny home, aka my office, set up on some of my land that I own in Hazlehurst, Georgia. It was a lot of logistics behind the scene. I have about 15 acres, but I had some contractors come in, and you can probably see some of this if the sun isn't too bright. I had them to come in way ahead of time to clear about a half acre of on my land of the 15 acres. Had the contractors to come in. You can see all of this. This is actually, let me start from the beginning. Got my mailbox up. Had to establish an address because this was unestablished land. This land has been in my family for well over 100 years. It's been untouched by men prior to Marie Holiday setting up camp here. Here's my mailbox. I had to get that established in the country, deep in the country, away from rural people. All of this nature. Here's this dirt road. My mother was born and raised here, so I'm very familiar with this area. I remember running up and down these country roads as a child. As you come in, there's my mailbox here. All of this, as far as you can see, all of that. That's a total of 15 acres of all of my land. And what I did was had my contractors, the experts, to come in and gut out a half acre of the 15 acres in order to have my camper put out there. There's my mailbox. As I come into my driveway, he's going to put a gate through here. There's only one way in and one way out, because you ain't driving through all these woods. Now we're on my property. All of this has been cleared. This is like a driveway. The power people have already came out and started doing the work order, so I can have power. I'm 100% self-sufficient. All of that. All of that. Birds. It's going to be beautiful when we get out of this weather. All of that nature. I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna be working out. I'm gonna be listening to the birds. I have paid my dues. All of this, as you come around, you see my camper. My camper actually sleep 3 people. I'll probably do a grand tour inside when I get my power and all that set up. My camper is running off a generator, and it also runs off a battery and solar. They power. My electrician came out and dropped my power pole, my meter box. The power company gonna come and run my power lines, nets, and all that had to be done because this was untouched property for well over 100 years, people. And like I said, I'm so excited. All of that's mine. All as far as you can see. All of that. Look at them pine trees. All of that. There we go. This area has a population of, there's my car, about 4,000 people. I love it. And like I say, I was born and raised out here. My mother brought us out here. We have a house that my mother was born and raised on another part of our property that has been trees and everything has grown over it. So we got to figure out what we're going to do with that. But anyway, I'm out here. I am my home church that I grew up in and that my mother took us to all throughout our childhood, we only have service on the second and fourth Sunday. We have a total membership in my home church of 9. I would make 10. And I love it. It's old Southern. Where you can really feel the presence of God. Yeah, none of the glitz and the glamour. And I think I'm going to do about 4 or 5 more laps. And I'm telling you, people, this is what life is all about. I've been living a minimalist lifestyle for years now, but for the past couple of years, extreme minimalism, where I say, let me go ahead and set up my camper on my property. Let me go ahead and escape this matrix. Let me go, that'll continue to free up. Or I've been reinvesting all of my retirement incomes ever since I retired 2 years ago, people. And that's power when you can wake up and you can enjoy nature. You can enjoy God. The town, in order to go into town, it's like maybe 12 miles. And I only go there to get supplies. Other than that, I'm finna connect with nature. I'm finna connect with God. I'm finna enjoy my property. I'm finna reap the benefits of all of my hard labor. When the dust is settled, as you all are aware, I've done a lot of traveling abroad. So by me living this life, by me living my truth, I ain't got to impress nobody. By me living, there's that power pole that my electrician had to come out, and they had to come out and drop that meter pole, and then the power company will come and run the lines. So my camper, my home, also I'm gonna have this as a satellite office because I still make money under my credential. So that means all of the money I spent to get this set up, because I'm also utilizing my camper as a satellite office to continue to make money. I think I got an office sign right here. There we go. Yeah, I'm still making money on my credential. So all of the money I spent to get this set up, and it was a pretty penny, will be a 100% business write-off, because I'm still utilizing this as an office space to make money under my credential. I actually had a client call me today needing my services, but I was up front with him. I told him that my satellite office is not quite ready yet. I'm still waiting to get full power, and I got to have my power and be able to have internet and all of that before I can move forward in providing professional services under my credential. And I strongly recommend it for him to contact another person on that list. My name was on a list that his employer gave him. I listened to what he had to say, and I say, however, I'm gonna have to tell you to contact somebody else on that list, because my satellite office is not ready to provide service at this point. I just moved out here, people, Saturday gone. So I'm so excited. And I tell anybody, like I was saying, all of the truckload of money I spent to cultivate this untouched land would be a 100%. Look at this dirt road. I was running up and down this dirt road as a child. If you guys can see that structure, we're walking up on the structure to the right. That used to be a tobacco house where we stored tobacco. And I remember playing in that tobacco house. Let me see, can y'all see that? Where is it? Let me see, can we get a view? Let me walk a little closer. Yeah, all of this is in just property that's been sitting here. And I told another one of my family members that's retirement age, I say, we got all this truckload of property out here. Set you up, don't go in debt. Just set you up a whatever size camper or RV you want on your land, because the land been paid for, and call it a day. And enjoy life and smell the roses. I don't know if you all can see, and it's a funny thing out here, because I see contractors lined up to get my storage shed out there, get my gonna put a carport over my camper. They're gonna put a gate out there. So it's still some things that gotta do. Yeah, right here. This is a tobacco shed that we used to store tobacco in well over 60, 70 years ago. That's when my mother was alive. And we used to play in this. We used to store that tobacco so it could dry. And we used to play. I remember playing in this tobacco house right here. And that structure is still there. It's unbelievable. It's amazing to be walking on property that's been handed down to my family for well over 100 years, and it's still standing. We used to actually play. There's a sign right there. We used to play in that tobacco house. We used to store all of the tobacco there. I remember that as a child, running up and down this country road right here. It's never been paved. 2024 out in this area, because like I said, it's a population of a little over 4,000. 2024, to be honest with you, they just got power poles and internet. So I came in at a good time. See those power poles? Prior to 2024, there's no power poles out here, meaning no power pole, meaning no internet. So 2024, they just got it. So I think came in at a good time. And further on down this country road is more of my family property. I'm not going to walk that far down, but that further on down to the right, I literally used to be able to see the house that my mother was born in. As I was a child, my mother would bring us out here. We would literally live in that house, but now it's trees have grown all around that house. We used to be able to walk up to that house. That house is still standing. It's unbelievable. It is just absolutely unbelievable. I'm just want to give all grace and glory to God. I want to give all grace and glory to God for what my forefathers left me. And it really just has more of an impact because I know the history behind this land that I'm living on. In turn, that's been untouched for years. Unbelievable. This is just unbelievable. And the beauty of this country road that I'm walking on go all the way out. And as you go further out, deeper into the country, there's other people with their property living out here on their property. And but no one's been on my property for well over 70 years, if not longer. So it's kind of interesting because as people pass by my driveway that I had gutted, they're not used to seeing a driveway here in probably 70 years, if not longer. So it's interesting that strangers coming up on my property, looking at me thinking I'm a squatter, and I just listen to them, and they pry around and trying to figure out what's going on. I'm just looking at these people like, ain't no way in the world somebody going to be able to clear land, lay crushed concrete, get a mailbox set up through the United States Post Office, and you're a stranger. And I'm just listening. And so by the time they figure out and literally ask me who I am, I had to break it down to them. I said, let me tell you something. This land been in my family well over 100 years. My name on the deed. So let me update you. You're trespassing on my property. Real talk. And it's just so interesting, when people realize. But my thing is, if you walking up on somebody's property, through the driveway, you're walking through the driveway, you see the land has been cleared. You see a mailbox. You see the mailbox. You see that mailbox. Common sense should tell you ain't on your property. If you see all that, you cannot think you on your property. I'm just a little baffled. So here is my guy that did all this. He did a really, really good job. Like I said, we're in the process of getting this power up and running right here, because the power folks came out and they put a little flag out here to let me know where this is where they're gonna see that spot right there. Let me see. Can we see that? Yeah, that's where they're gonna run the power line and drop that power pole, and then it's gonna hook to that meter box, and that'll give me full power out here. So like I said, I'm just so excited. This is truly minimalism living. And it's a good thing to wake up for the rest of my life with zero debt other than my food and power bill and cell phone bill. I've been debt free years before I retired. And so that has still set the stage and positioned me to continue to go see all of the 7 wonders of the world, people, debt free. Anybody can do this. I tell you, anybody, the key thing is ownership. Land ownership, that is the key. And when you own your land, do something productive with it. Rather you want to build on it or set up your tiny house or your RV or your camper, but it's your land. Real talk. and make sure you pay off your land. You ain't got no lien on your land. And it's just baffling that this land that I'm walking on has been in my family for well over, look at all that, 100 years. It's symbolic, and I am walking on it, passed down from generation to generation to generation. And when I realize the history of what I'm walking on, I say, let me go ahead and set up shop out here. Let me go ahead and set up my home out here. My home is my camper, everything I need. Let me set up my stuff on my land, and the rest is history. And so I can get deeper into my meditation, deeper into nature, deeper into my exercise, connecting with God, and enjoy the fruits of my labor. Real talk. So again, I'm just giving everybody a really good update in regards to my minimalism life is pretty much kickstart for real. Extreme minimalism living has kickstart as of December the 6th. That's when I got out here. We just tying in the loose ends. There's no big rush. This land ain't going no damn well. It's been here for over 100 years. In the meantime, I'm just enjoying everything out here. Is like I say, the population a little over 4,000 people. It's just so I never lived in the country full time, even though I've spent a lot of time out here as a child. But it's different when you're living out here and when you know this is all of my space. I can work out as much as I want to. I can connect with nature as much as I want to. There's one way in and one way out because I'm surrounded by nothing but pine trees. So you ain't gonna be able to just drive up in here. You got to come through that driveway. But pretty soon my contract is going to put a gate on that main entry point. So again, that's all I have. I just want to give a real quick update in terms of my minimalism living. Thank God. And again, I want to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my channel. And I want to give all grace and glory to God for positioning me to be able to do this and to live in my truth. I don't care what nobody else thinks, say, do. It has no impact on Marie Holiday. I'm living my truth. And I tell anybody, live your truth. Bottom line, live your truth. That's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.